Hello, my name is Alejandra Valerino Boyer. I am the director of the Steans Institute. And today's open rehearsal is going to be a little bit different than open rehearsals you may have attended in the past, and certainly different than any master classes you've attended here at the Steans Institute before. Normally, with master classes, the pieces have been very well rehearsed, perhaps performed before. Today, you're going to hear some unfinished works. You're going to get a real behind-the-scenes look of what our fellows do as they prepare for each of these concerts. You'll hear from artistic director Midori and our cello faculty member, Tim Eddy, as they work with the groups. And you'll hear from the fellows themselves and really see how collaborative the work is in getting this chamber music prepared for the concerts. You can, of course, come back to hear the finished product. The Britten will be performed on Tuesday, July 15th, and the Fauré will be performed on Friday, July 11th. So you'll really get to hear the journey of how they continue to work, find those moments of growth and development today to be fully realized for those performances. One more reminder to please turn off your cell phones or silence your cell phones, and join me in welcoming our first ensemble. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. It's nice to see all of you. You're going to be hearing a work in progress. We are going to be rehearsing the second quartet by Benjamin Britten. This is a work that was written in 1945, after the war, after Britten had returned to England after a self-imposed exile in the US, actually. And this piece, actually, is written kind of in commemoration for the anniversary of Henry Purcell. But just to give you a little bit of a personal perspective, right before starting to work on this piece, starting to compose this piece, he had just come back meeting and working with Holocaust survivors, which we feel is something that had really made a great impact in his compositions that came after that experience and to him personally. So that's the piece. We're going to be working on the first movement. And I have to say that we're going to actually begin by talking a little bit about what we felt, how our informal performance yesterday went. We had a chance to play in an informal setting yesterday, and we did play the complete quartet, but we're going to be talking about the first movement. After we touch upon a couple places, we're going to try to run through the first movement, at which point, depending on how much time we have left, we will continue to work. As I said, it's very much a work in progress. We have about a week before the final performance. And so we actually do a lot in the last week prior to the performance. This is when musically different ideas come in. We really polish it up. And we're very fortunate at the Institute here that we have this time. Very often, chamber music could be rehearsed, put together rather quickly. But here we have a little bit extra time that we can really get deep into the music. So this is what actually makes us really unique in the program, that we have the time to grow together as a group. So, well, here we go. Yeah, so let's start by just talking about how our rehearsals went. And we all pretty much heard the recording that we made. It's also informal. It's just on our phones. We recorded, and so we can go around a bit. Maybe, Aoi, you can start by what your thoughts are.
So I'd like to start from the letter D. I mean, I'm sure you don't have the score, but we have the letters in the score. And I'm going to start from letter D to E. We will try one more time from the listening to the recording from the yesterday, that how we can naturally kind of decay into letter D.
Yeah, actually, we weren't very together in this passage, so we do need to work on it. And how do we get it together? Well, that's our rehearsal. Daniel, did you have any thoughts, or did you have a place where you also want to work on, so that we don't waste so much time? Yeah.
Yes, I would like to work on the letter F, which is for us our letter F, and I would like for us to be able to feel more the theme of the movement and how we shape it, how we lead from the first chord to the second chord, and we feel that connection and let it ring, so that it's a bit more recognizable.
Okay, so I think that's a good starting point, so just maybe touching upon these two places and whatever comes with that, and then we'll run through the movement. Yeah, okay, shall we? So, just D. Actually, first of all, we need to align our bowings, huh? So you're doing your thing, and we three are doing our thing. And somehow we ended up, I don't know, is that just an accident now, or what happened?
Yeah, I didn't know where I was starting.
Oh.
Which bow I was starting.
Okay, usually it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's fine. We don't have to go over that. But what I find is a bit of an issue right now is that when we start, actually, this is a new section in the movement. And I feel that we're already so hyped up from what we may have already done. It's actually troppo piano for the rest of us. You have something a little bit different. You've got the main line. And it feels too active to me. And I think it's interesting to think about how she starts off by having a little bit of swelling, hairpins, and we kind of sort of react to that. She does it again. We react maybe a little bit more. So in the way we react, maybe we can grow. We can make the music develop a little bit. But only to get to, after a poco crescendo, to mezzo forte, which I think we should keep simple, because I know that we have the second time after where we stopped, something rather similar, but that one we're going to have to grow more. Yeah? So can we do that? Rather than da-da-da-da, it feels a little too active from us still. So we've been kind of doing dovetailing, doing different things, the three of us plus you, Aoi. And at one point we have to lock in, we have to come together, and we're not quite, right? And that's 3 bars before E. So I think we need to really make that effort, feel that effort, do that effort, make it happen, that we're coming together, right? Again? Let's try this. Yeah, so 1, 2, 1. Are we together?
Well, I think the sound is together, but how you phrase a slur is not really together. I think you're making every slur a little bit more clear, you're taking as a figure a little more clearer than the others, like ta da lam pa la, not on the bar.
I like to think that maybe
Line.
we start very, very sort of, legato, and then it becomes more and more clear in response to also what your line is going to do. What about the balance?
Well, I was sorry. I was more aware of that. That is how you.
Okay,
play
we'll
the
try it
figure
again.
and not-
1, 2, 1.
It was very good, and the beginning maybe you can sort of articulate a little more, Miranda, and yeah, you have a little more.
Okay, I'll try to make it less as well. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 1.
Yeah, I found it much
Is it
better.
with you? How is it? Why don't we actually move on? And you had a place, right? So where was it? Letter F? Yeah. So tell us what we need to work on. What you thought?
I thought that maybe we can sort of feel more like the main theme and like connect, especially the first two chords. Yeah, so that we can really feel those like harmonies and again like the nostalgia of the reminder of the first theme.
So why don't we actually do it a little bit under tempo? I learned this last year when I was here, when the Takashi Quartet did their open rehearsal, and they talked about how important it is to practice everything at 75% tempo. Maybe it was 70. Well, I can't remember that. But so just slightly slower, not so completely slower so that we can't really feel the phrase, but just so that we hear everything, but also can retain the feeling of the phrase. So maybe bum, ba, ram, bum, ba, 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 ba. And maybe the three of you can do this because I'm doing the broken arpeggios, yeah? So right at F, you can start. So actually, may I ask that maybe you can really try to feel the energies of the start of the chord, but also to feel that the strokes are ending together. It starts together more or less, yeah, but it doesn't really feel completely aligned in terms of the energies. Yeah, try it again. And hear the harmonies, yeah? So for instance, that last note, da 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 da. Da 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 ba ba bum. Does it go up, or how would you like to do it? Because in da 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 da, it feels a little bit like it's whoa. It should go up.
I guess my impression of the last note is that the last note of this melody is also the beginning of the next iteration of the melody. So in that way, like we have to kind of work to make it sound like an end and also a beginning. So it also, I think it should probably go up. Because if we end it too much, then it's like we're ending the phrase in the middle of the phrase. Yeah.
Great, so let's try that. That was a lot better. Yeah, that's good. Actually, can we look at the same passage that come later in the movement, which actually is in different keys? So actually, this is where we were. This is where we were. But the next one, actually, you have so that's a very different tonality, and there's a different character that comes with that harmony. And not only that, but when we had it earlier, was where they were playing, the dynamic that is already here is a molto forte at our starting point. Actually, the place that we're going to do now, it's different. Let me find it so that I don't make a mistake here. It's actually mezzo forte, right? And then now the viola will have the arpeggios, and the three of us, we should do that. So maybe you can listen, yeah?
Yeah, it sounds really great. And I was wondering if at the beginning, when you first started, it didn't sound totally together. And maybe it's something to do with, like, you know, when you have a quieter stroke, it's like easier to hear the differences in that stroke. I think when it gets to forte, it's a lot more together. So maybe, yeah, just rehearsing the beginning.
Yeah, and actually we have these dash and a dot. Ba, ba, ba. So it's a da, da, ba, ba, da, 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 da. I think we should try to make more of a difference between the dots and then the dash and the dots. Okay, so. One. And we have a choice here that we can make with the 3 downs that are put in. Ba, ba, ba. We can make it interruptive, or we can make it more uplifting. It does come off the beat, right? It's interesting. I mean, it's not what's right or wrong, perhaps, but.
I mean, this to me feels quite uplifted.
It's more the offbeat. We actually emphasize the fact that it's offbeat rather than the accents, yeah? And actually, you know, we started at mezzo forte. We just started the crescendo and the sempre. Maybe it's a little loud already, yeah? So just to go. By the way, there are no dots, I notice. Kind of that stroke. Yeah, let's get back from where we were before. One. Yeah, can we do it with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Okay? Yes? Can we run the movement actually at this point, and then we can rehearse some more? So actually, I also listened to the recording that we made, and yeah, it felt like it's getting a little bit slow in the beginning. So I think free is good, but maybe not so much slower. Yeah. So okay. So, Okay, so back to rehearsal, right? Any thoughts? Okay, Miranda, what do you think?
I thought that was already feeling a lot better than when we played it yesterday, and I really enjoyed that. I think one thing I wanted to go back to was this part between C and D. I wish I could hear more of like, there's this really like kind of soupy harmonic progression that's just like going upwards, ascending the entire time, and I feel like we could kind of bring that out more. Yeah, just those like chromatic skills I think are really important. And I think if we could maybe work a little bit more on the ensemble of it, because it's not feeling totally together. And I think when it's not together, like the harmonies don't really have as much weight.
Yeah, harmonies are really important in this because Britten's hovering through being very harmonic and also at times quite non-harmonic. And so when it actually is very harmonic, we definitely need to feel it. We need to own that harmony. We need to feel really together. So why don't we take it from a bar before C? Yeah, why don't we do it without the drone? Okay. And I'll play the beginning, but then I'll cut it out, yeah? Yeah, so. Slow it down a little. Yeah, we're not really quite together. I think we got off around, I don't know, after C, like 5th or 6th bar, I think. Yeah, it's usually where it happens too, yeah? Okay, so, ba, da, tempo, yeah, from bar before C. So actually this is second bar C. Da da pa. One, two. In pairs. Yeah, so actually cello and me. So you can start from, the C. So let's go from 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth bar? Fifth bar of, so 2. Really important that we actually have the exact same rhythm at, this is after C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need to lock in there, yeah? Yeah, let's do it again from C. Two of you, same thing. So so C. I would just sing C. 1, 2, ba da da da. Okay, so I think the important thing is that after C, so counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bar. Yeah, so in the second half of the bar you need to lock in. Yeah, and then so towards the end, after the rest, come in a little bit late. So da da bom. Yeah, the once more. So 1, 2, ba da 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 da. Don't drag, da da da. It feels like it's dragging a little bit actually. 1, 2, ba da da. Okay, let's put it together without the drone, yeah? Bar before C. Do it with a drone in tempo, so maybe start 1, 2, 3, 4 to get into a 4 before C. Was your passage? Okay. Can we do one thing, actually, moving on, right? Actually, back to the beginning. So really, really important to hear the harmonies. And I was thinking about this. And so it's very interesting. He starts with a C major, right? So that's a deviation from the C major. He keeps the C major. He's just kind of going to D major from here. With the introduction of the C, it's actually a dominant, yeah? So dominant, D major dominant, which is a dominant to the G major that comes up. G major, G major, G major, deviation. Yeah, so, yeah. And then that's, actually after that is quite interesting. Kind of B major, yeah. E major, so B major, E major, D major. Then the A major. And then back to the D major. And he actually, in this time, this theme that we're playing, he stays in D major all the way. D major, D major, A minor, and then that's D minor, G minor, and you have your stuff. And then we get to letter B. That's back to the C major. And I think we need to really own this. If we could try to actually hear these chords, okay, let's just do that a little bit under tempo. So, da, da, 1, 2, C major. Deviation. C major. We start going to D major. I was calling it out. So maybe we can do it in tempo and we can try to feel this again, yeah? Okay, so when there's a deviation, there's something that's a little bit more tender or that calls an attention, right? And then we start to modulate or we start to wonder where we're going. We have some interesting things happening. And then at one point, we stay in D major for a while, right? we have left, can I just take the ending? And I think it was a lot better already than what we've been doing. But it's just really between, especially, you guys play the broken octave and the harmony, we have a split between the two of us. And I think we need to actually come together a bit better. So maybe the two of us can do this, just right now. And if we could move together as if I'm playing your note and you're also playing my note. So let's start to move together. Again. Okay, and then the last one. Yeah, okay. Why don't we take it from the very end, yeah? Again? One last time, I think we'll have it. Can we do the whole sort of tranquillo al fine? Yeah. So we can do it actually from tranquillo al fine.